Now think, if you were to run someone through, I want you to push slowly. That's right, keep pushing. That's it, keep pushing. Think how your body changes. See? That's why you can't lean, overextend. Also, if you overextend with your body, do what you did before when you leant into it.
Oh dear.
You need to be balanced in yourself. Yeah. When you're working with people who can see, generally a lot of the time they make a judgment on what they're doing straight away, and they'll have questions, they'll have queries. They have an idea of how they should look when they're doing something. I thought that working with someone who is visually impaired, they wouldn't get it as quickly because they wouldn't be able to see what their body was doing. But actually, Charlotte's got a very good idea of what her body does, and the hardest thing is trying to... Whereas with normal people, I would show them what I wanted. I'd be able to use my own body as a template. With Charlotte, you can't do that. You almost have to use it like a mannequin and move her foot and show her where she needs to be doing her actions, where she needs to pull from. And in a way, that's a lot harder. But once she's retained something in her muscle memory, there's no judgment on it, and she will actually keep that. And it works so that every time she does it, she will just modify it slightly when I ask her to. She really, really took on what I said to her. And I know that I will leave 5 points and not an A4 sheet. 5 main points, and she'll be able to pick up on it and remember what she's done, because I think as a visually impaired person, she has already put things into her body and remembered it a lot quicker, so that I only need a few points for her as reminders, and she'll be fine. She'll be absolutely fine. Right. Shake your hands out. Shake your legs out one at a time. That's right. Don't worry, you won't kick me. Shake like you mean it. Shake like a milkshake. That's it. Now, shoulders up and down. Get your neck moving. That's right. Now, face out to the audience. So it's a bit more this way. And when you get that sword out, I want you to let that bring your body round as well, okay? Right, you just finished your aria. Hello!
Who are you? What do you want? What are you doing here?
Fantastic. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. So I'm going to write down a few points that Virginia can tell you every now and again, and it's just keep your elbow bent.
Yeah.
Keep your wrist strong.
Yeah.
Head facing that person, so you actually get some eye contact. It shows a bit of power. And it's just shoulders back and stance. So about 5 points.
Okay.
We won't overcomplicate it, because most of the stuff you're doing already.
Right.
And I don't want you to think about them if you're already doing it.
The important thing that's come out of the last 12 weeks is the fascinating social model of devising an opera, which has been so exciting for all of us, of taking the content of the opera from the actual ideas and resources of the performers themselves.
So it's all slow. This is where you two are just eating, okay? It will seem quite slow at the moment because we're not doing it. Right? And then a cello will come in because we have a cello.
So in other words, it had the whole composition, the whole score has had its roots in the individual resources, the individual creativity of each of these performers, which was particularly important because here we have a mixture of performers with disabilities and performers with no disabilities, and to find some common denominator, an area where they all shared their own powerful creativity. It's been fascinating to work with these two different mindsets. One person who's already been partly through the system, who's a very experienced performer and doesn't have disabilities, working with someone who's had absolutely no experience in opera whatsoever, but has a vibrant, creative approach to the work she does, has a disability, and has a magnificent presence of her own. To get these two to work together, and you can see that not only vocally are they just as powerful as each other, but also they have a presence that is just as powerful as each other and a creativity that's just as powerful as each other. So we really have here a very exciting project to do with creating, devising an opera exactly on the basis of a social model of allowing the performers to be who they want to be, and then devising the narrative from their creation of their characters, and then building the dramatisation, the narrative, the dialogue, and then the composition.
All the riches in the world, just for what's behind my barn. The apple tree doesn't even produce fruit.
To have one's ideas made into something beautiful by the characters themselves is I think one of the most wonderful experiences you can have, because they're not my ideas, because all I did effectively is light a match and wait for the explosion.
I've had the opportunity to participate in an opera, and I've learnt that there's things that I can now do that I wasn't able to do before. But this project has been to try and really push this a lot further.
And life has not treated